Now, look, as deep state DNC shills, our job is to try and suppress this thing. So we're going to play it, but of course we're going to mock it because we got to make it seem like it's absolutely crazy. We've got a couple of videos that we're going to have to do this too.
It's a mockery limited hangout.
Exactly. And so here's Dave Rubin, who is getting dangerously close to the truth.
Now, I don't think anyone should support Joe Biden because of his horrible policies. I don't think anyone should be voting for someone that obviously is cognitively declined to be president of the United States, but understand what the Democrats just did. It is a coup. There's no other way to describe it. It is a coup. They had a completely farcical and fake primary process where they ensured that RFK was going to be pushed out altogether. Thus, he left the Democrat Party. They in effect, didn't let anyone run against Biden. Then they had this insanely early debate because their feeling was, oh, he really is breaking down. We better expose it early as opposed to doing the debate after he's accepted the nomination, right?
Pause it 1 second. I would just point out, and look, I've been a long proponent even last year of like, we should have a more robust primary sort of system, even for incumbents, but Donald Trump also did not have a primary when he was the incumbent. So like this principle is so fantastical.
And let's be clear, there is no doubt that the DNC made the bar, rose the bar and made it harder for people to primary Joe Biden. There's no doubt about that. But like Matt says, parties always do this. They always are in the incumbency protection racket.
Yep.
But I should also say that there was nobody who was looking to primary Joe Biden. There was a lot of people, I think, who were like throwing around the idea, like, are you going to be able to make it like through not the campaign? I think people were genuinely surprised, particularly after the State of the Union, where he was by the time of the debate. Yeah. The idea that they did this to block RFK. I will tell you something. You have to be so pea-brained because
worm-brained.
You want RFK to run in the Democratic primary,
right?
And then come to the convention and say, okay, I lost fair and square, because what you don't want, if you are running in a tight race, when the past 2 elections against Donald Trump have come down to literally 5 digits in an election of over 150 million people, depending on which one we're talking about, where it comes down to literally tens of thousands of people across several states, you don't want RFK to be a third-party candidate.
Yeah.
How pea-brained do you have to be? Like, this is the thing that I love about these conspiracies.
Yeah.
Because they did the same thing with Obama with, like, the birth certificate. They're like, Obama's been able to do this whole huge thing where he's got the state of Hawaii in his back pocket, and he's controlling all of them. And what they're doing with the controls, you're just putting out a certificate of live birth, not a birth certificate. And it's like, on one hand, Barack Obama has superpowers that can control the entire state of Hawaii. On the other hand, he can't forge a birth certificate?
Right.
Right.
Like, you can't, wait, what?
We can plant the announcement in the newspaper in Honolulu, but we can't actually just go that far to have the government that we control.
I have superpowers. I have superpowers where I can fly and have X-ray vision, but I also can't take a bus.
Yeah.
And
that's a plot hole. Go ahead.
This is in the context of that leaked call where RFK is like basically finagling for Trump. Like, if there's anybody who the party should have been conspiring against, it's this guy who's conspiring against him. Imagine if the Libertarian candidate was on a phone call with Kamala Harris talking about like, oh yeah, after this election, I run spoiler in. Like, can I get a position because I love all these things you do?
And there was reporting after that they were in talks for him to like be a part of the administration in some way. Like, Dave's just trying to wish cast his why I left the left like hero's journey onto RFK running as a right winger in the Democratic Party.
let's keep playing. I think it's
great.
also just like he just realizes like he's got nothing left in terms of like ideas. So it's all just like he's constantly peddling these conspiracy theories, and even his own like side is like embarrassing him on live video, whatever. Go ahead.
They in effect, didn't let anyone run against Biden. Then they had this insanely early debate because their feeling was, oh, he really is breaking down. We better expose it early, as opposed to doing the debate after he's accepted the nomination, right? Normally, you have
these all powerful people, they can't get him to get off the ticket. They need to expose it early. Like, wait, what? Why don't you just get rid of Biden? What do you mean you need to expose?
Just pull the string
early, as opposed to doing the debate after he's accepted the nomination, right? Normally, you have the convention party, July or August, right? The Republicans just had theirs. The Democrats are in August. And then you'd have the presidential debates, 3 presidential debates in the fall. But they knew that would be too late to replace him, so they moved it up early. So they have insulted their voters. They will change every regulation, every norm, every party plan. They will burn it all down in the quest for power. What did I say last week about the Republicans, right? During 2015, the Republicans, they had an insurgent candidate that nobody in the party really wanted, but they didn't change all of the rules for it. They didn't insult their voters. They let their voters vote, and Trump became president. The Democrats insulted all of their voters, didn't have a primary, despite the fact everybody knew the guy had to.
One quick fact, zoom in on it. One quick fact is the Democrats' polling is widely in support of this.
You can see how upset the Democrats are that they're actually so angry they're throwing money at the candidate.
Dave's upset that they're not upset.
Exactly. Good.
Now they are going to do whatever they have. It seems like they're lining up against Kamala, but Obama actually hasn't endorsed her. So they may have an internal fight, but they will do whatever they have to do. And the point of all of that is I have often said to you guys that these people operate like the alien in the Alien movies. And I wrote about this in Don't Burn This Country. This is how the woke operate, but this is really how the Democrats
about this,
operate.
you idiot?
There is nothing they won't do to accomplish their goal. So this is the end. It's about 30 seconds. End scene from the original Alien movie as Ash, who is the robotic doctor. He's an android doctor on the ship, and the alien has now virtually killed everybody else.
want to
Only
see
2 or
this.
3 people remain.
Well, we can't. I don't want to
He's
play this
explaining
clip.
why he
Let's just play a little
admires
bit of
the
it.
alien, and this will explain what the Democrats are doing right now.
And now you can just skip ahead, Bradley. He plays this inscrutable clip that I've never seen this movie, actually.
Okay.
And then let's just play it. Go to the
I've
tail
seen
end
the
of
movie.
it.
It's a good movie.
Pretty dark there at the end, but I think this is what we're up against. Really.
Keep going, Bradley.
The sci-fi stuff. But do you get it? He doesn't like what the alien is doing. You shouldn't like what the Democrats are doing, but you have to acknowledge what they are doing. What the elites, the Democrat, the media people, they are taking out an elected president of the United States. We don't even know where Joe Biden is right now. We don't even know if he signed that freaking thing. We have no idea if they're withholding medication from the guy. We just don't know. And I have no doubt that people will clip this and say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I have a pretty good track record of at least directionally being right about a lot of this stuff.
Actually, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
no.
Not directionally. Not in any. There's no qualifier in
How'd
which you
that
have a
DeSantis
good track record
endorsement
about
work out?
anything.
Yeah. You were on the DeSantis train. You have a pretty good track record?
Unbelievable.
So, like, why did
What
he
about
have
the
to go
Dem
through
exit? Something's happening. I'm sensing it. He knew there was movement going one direction or another, but since he was on that bailiwick of like something's happening, there's a big Dem exit. Democrats have had record turnout in every election since he said that.
Yeah.
Record turnout. They have won every election since he said that.
It makes no sense.
2018, 2020, 2022, ever since he said there's a big movement to Dem exit, I'm feeling it. There's a big change. He got the idea that there was something happening, but directionally it was the opposite. So he's honestly one of the stupidest human beings there is out there. Although
it's funny when they reference pop culture like that. I know I
And-
go
and-
crazy with the sci-fi, but
I don't want to go crazy with it, but did you see how like they didn't like what was happening and then they did it? Well, that's like what I'm saying. Hey, so we all remember the Supreme Court's ruling on Trump's presidential immunity case. Well, get this. The leader of the Heritage Foundation think tank has said the second American Revolution will be bloodless if the left allows it to be. All sparked by the Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity. Well, Ground News found nearly 50 sources reporting on it with zero coverage coming from the right. Why? Well, going through these articles, you can see most of them tie this project to Trump. Like this report from the DCCC writing Trump's so-called Project 2025 manifesto advocates for a nationwide abortion ban, quote, silencing his political enemies and more. With presidential elections not too far away, this is an extremely important story, and you wouldn't know about it unless you intentionally diversify where you get your news from, which is why Ground News created their blind spot feed. It's to surface major stories with little reporting coming from either the right or the left. Our longtime sponsor really simplifies empowering yourself with knowledge so we're fully aware where our information is coming from and how that influences our reporting or lack thereof. An important mission under our current political climate. Best of all, they're offering my viewers 40% off the same unlimited access Vantage plan that gets me access to all their features. So head to ground.news/majority or scan my QR code to help support an independent news platform working towards a more transparent media landscape.